This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lies and Deceit with your girl So. How are y'all doing? How was your day, people? What's going on? What's happening with y'all? Everybody's okay? My day was pretty cool. It was pretty okay, and I would really like to say a big thank you to all of you who came out to support and who came out to listen to Uncle Shas. I was so happy about that, and I was very thankful that Uncle Shas came and really debunked most of the lies, or all of the lies. And I know some of you were saying, I couldn't read all the comments, but some of you were saying that y'all could have stayed there forever listening to Uncle Shas. And my goal really, and this is what we have to understand, I cannot push my agenda on my guests. I have to give my guests the latitude, the time to speak. I will ask questions, follow-up questions, things I would want him to explain. What you have to understand, the show on Monday was not for me. It was for you. So I had to extract myself from the equation and allow my guest, which is a high-profile guest. He was the former Prime Minister of Saint Lucia. So my goal was to extract myself and let him speak to you, the people of Saint Lucia. And many of y'all were so thankful. Many of you were so grateful for Uncle Shas. And the feedback was so phenomenal. Uncle Shas messaged me this morning. He said, so the feedback is so good. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm hearing. So Uncle Shas is pleased and St. Lucians are pleased. And as I said, it is to educate not only the United Workers' Party supporters. The show is for the St. Lucia Labour Party supporters and the independent supporters, that they learn about what was said. And in this country, we must allow people to speak, right? And then you would understand what happened in the 2021 general election. And, someone sent me a note and said, so had Uncle Shas done those sorts of interviews like I did with him, he would not have lost the election. And I totally agree with that. And I want to thank so many of you, all of you who bought the coffees for me. Thank you very much, and all those who prayed for me. Mario, thanks for praying for me, because when I came on Sunday night, I was not really well when I came to speak to you. I was good, And then all of a sudden, I got this. I don't suffer with headaches. I just got this headache. So I took 2 Panadols, and because I said I was coming on, I came. Then after, I was suffering for the Sunday, I was suffering for the Monday. I keep saying to Mario, I don't think I can go on. I'm very sick. He said, okay, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. And how do you feel? Thank you, Mario, for being such a wonderful friend. Check in on so. Thank you so much. And I started, okay, feeling a little better, but not 100%. So when you saw me on Monday, it was actually a labor of love. I was under the weather, head hurting, everything hurting. So your girl so thought about you and came to do this. So you see, this is why you'll have to support me. This is why you'll have to buy the coffee, because I remember y'all, because I could have said, oh, Uncle Shas, I'm not feeling well, and we could do it another time, but I pressed through the pain. I just, took what I had to take and just stayed with you all. So thank you all for being there. Thanks for all the coffees. You people are so wonderful. I would like to extend condolences to Timothy Polio and his family. His mom passed away last night, so I am extending condolences to you from Lies and Deceit family, that you get comfort, you get strength. We miss you today, we miss you today, and it is understandable, and we pray that God guide you and give you the strength as you move on. And Anil Kanai is there. Anil, I wanted to message you, but I got sidetracked. I wanted to message you to make sure you were on the live tonight. I'm so happy you're on the live, and you said good night, Sohria, because I wanted you to see this. I really wanted you to see this. And so Tim, hang in there. If you have to cry, cry. People always tell people be strong in times of situations like that. Hey guy, if you need to cry, if you need to knock out, just fall on the ground and cry, do it. And you will feel better. Trust me. Don't bottle anything up. Do it. Don't worry if they say, oh, you're a man. Nah. But hang in there, my brother, man. Hang in there. Tim, we miss you and we love you. Tonight, let me tell you what happened. Arnold, people love you, Arnold, people love you, Arnold. And, but before we go to Arnold, I want to extend well wishes to our Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. We understood that he has the COVID. He has gotten COVID. And one thing with me, when it comes to sickness, I am all lovey-dovey. I will wish you the best. And I wish you the best, Mr. Pierre. Get lots of rest. I read something that you are working from home. You don't have symptoms. Let me tell you, if you like me, I am a workaholic. My body does have to tell me go rest. So you need to listen to yourself. Sometimes you have to forget everything else and go rest. Do like me. I just had to rest the Sunday and the whole of Monday for me to do my show. So sometimes when you force the body, you end up, getting worse. So I'm wishing you on behalf of the Lies and Deceit family that you get well, and we need you there. We want to fight politically, your policies and stuff, but when it comes to personal, your health and everything, I wish you well. Okay? And also, again, thanks to Mario, and I think maybe that's why, when I go out, I am less likely to get COVID. I am encouraging everybody. It's a little expensive, and I'm also encouraging the government. I've said that before. People, please try, if you can, wear the N95 mask. It is so much better. Let me tell you, you breathe, you don't want to take this mask off. As long as you put it on, you don't want to take this mask off. So the N95 mask, I am asking you, if you can, it's $8. I got it at Marcy. Marcy, I'm giving you a free promotion, so you need to give me a box of Marcy Pharmacy. So that's why I get it. It's $8. I don't know if any other place sells it cheaper, but that's why I bought it. And it is very good. And I'm encouraging the ministers of government to be an example. Y'all in the house, y'all must chin zot. If you're suffering with asthma or whatever, this is the mask for you to wear. Because I can't keep anything on my nose too long. And when Mario says, so you need to get those masks, I did get this mask, and I'm wearing this mask, and this mask is fantastic. Okay, so the ministers of government need to be an example. I need to see all them fancy masks you're making people that not protecting you. Okay, it is not protecting you. So and again, I wish the government would. These are the things they need to do. Try to cut costs in terms of the mask. It's $8. Buy that in bulk or something and give it out to people to wear. The students in school should not be wearing these other masks. Nah, the little ones. These are the masks. Let me tell you, if I'm selling this mask to you, no, it's good. Right? Because I don't want anything on my face. Right? So I am asking the government to look into this, Now, another comment somebody sent to me on WhatsApp, and it's very good. I don't have to come and sit here and pretend that, oh, I'm perfect, and oh, you're not supposed to say that. Y'all raised with the patois words and everything, and some of y'all are acting like, oh, if you had chew, oh, I'm gonna die. If I had asked, oh, I'm gonna die. You'll say words behind closed doors. And what this person said to me, so the reason why people like you is because you're real. You don't come and pretend like you're perfect. You come with the truth and you say it as it is. Why must I suppress my emotions if people, are saying wrong things? We are emotional beings. Also, what you're doing here, you'll be at the cemetery. Now, Arnold, darling, I don't know how Callie didn't message me. Did Callie, maybe Callie don't know I'm on tonight, but I'm on tonight. And I'll tag Callie, tell Callie I'm on tonight. Because what happened, Arnold, we understood, and I had to do that for you. They sent it late, but we rushed and we put it in because when it was my birthday, you did this nice row for me. So it is Arnold's birthday, Arnold Kanai birthday tomorrow. Okay? Is it tomorrow, Saturday? But it's his birthday, and we want to wish him advance birthday greetings. Okay, we want to wish him advance birthday greetings. Arnold, I really and sincerely appreciate you. Thank you for the support, Arnold. Your friends in Calgary, Canada, sent me a note and asked me if I would wish you a happy birthday. Okay, you are one of my supporters, so there's no way I would charge you for a birthday greeting because you are my supporter that support me all the time. So Anna, I want cake. I will have to come to St. Croix to eat cake. Anna is from Mon Report. This is Kali's dad, and we wish you all the best. Arnold, enjoy your holidays. Let us wish your birthday. Let us wish Arnold a happy birthday. And thanks for being a great sport. Again, it's coming from your friends in Calgary, Canada. So do have fun. I know you're in St. Croix. When COVID gone, because people want me to travel, but I want to take the vaccine. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm praying that, good sense would prevail and we get something better so all of us can, travel and go back to our normal lives. So I just want to wish you happy birthday again, Arnold, and God's richest blessings. Wonderful. So wish Arnold happy birthday and continue supporting. I know a lot of people enjoy what I do, but this takes time, it takes effort, and when people are depending on you, you gotta show up. So it is nice to have y'all. McAfee, I see you there. Natalia, are you here? Lyndall is here. It's nice to see all of y'all online. Amanda, it's really nice to see all of y'all online coming back to listen to some good stuff. Now tonight, we are going to talk about, where is my stuffed turtle? So, Anisha, Donna, all of you, Miriam, where are you? Where are my people? And people understand, if I'm giving to you all this, you also need to support you. The link is there, supporting coffees, because this takes a lot of time. And like Herman Brand said, I am actually teaching for free. So, my people, tonight is going to be very, very, very exciting because I wonder if the people of St. Lucia are really ready for what is about to happen. People, you need to invite many more people and the United Workers' Party supporters. I'm going to speak to you for a few seconds or a few minutes. The United Workers' Party supporters, you all should be under here. Because the person who sent me that note stating that if Uncle Shaz had done more interviews like what he did with me, he would not have lost the election. This person is a critical thinker, and this person is not saying I'm backing UWP or SLP. This person is someone who thinks on their own. So you have a lot of independent people listening to the show. And after Uncle Shah spoke, they realize the importance of what was not done before the election in terms of bringing out the truth. Because if you realize, Uncle Shaz brought out a lot of truth. He basically debunked them. And people right now, I am sad to say, because, you know, all of us are stuck in it. I am sad to say right now that many people are saying to me, so I regret. You know, I don't bash them because everybody have free will to vote for who they want. I said, well, we all in this together. We have to write this out, right? But you need to show your presence in saying, I am not in agreement with this. Now, I need to speak to the United Workers' Party. You see that foolishness where you're saying it, some of you, not all, it is my time. Let me give you an example. I am 52 years. My son is 17. My older son is 23 years. These young people are way ahead of me. My show, Lies and Deceit, everybody's saying, oh, wow, it's so beautiful and whatever. It's so nice. Would it have been nice had I not listened to a 17-year-old who is my son? I could have said, oh, I have all the wisdom. That's how it's supposed to be. But no, I took his advice to make me better, to make me shine. But some of y'all in there believe it is my time. It is my time. You could be in the party for 100 years. It is not your time. The time is now in terms of getting good leadership for that party and for that party to go forward. And y'all need to preach that narrative to the different constituency. Zot ni an bagay kade, it is my time. It is my time. A child, a young person, y'all need to do like Mia and bring down the age, you know, where you can be a senator or a member of parliament to 18. Because I am positive some of those young people could join that party, right? Could be in that party and win the election hands down. So I am just drawing a reference to tell you, some of y'all there that feel y'all are entitled to be political leader or to be decent, that it is your time. No, it's not your time. It is only your time if you have evolved with the times. We're in a technological world and y'all just want to say, it is my time. Your time what? Look at Philip J. Pierre. It's the same error they did. They said it was his time. Yes, he won the election, but not because of his own merit of winning an election. He won the election because of the different people he had fighting for him in Richard Frederick and Stephenson King. But on his own, he didn't have the charisma. He didn't have the tenacity. He didn't have the plans to win any election. We all know that. And y'all in that party, United Workers' Party, those that believe your navel cut then what you say must go. No, the young people can come and take over. And that is how you evolve any organization. The same way, oh, your show is so nice, your show is this, your show is that. It is like this because I listened. I take advice. I may not be versed in production, in technology and everything. But I listen. But some of y'all there, oh, it is my time. It is my time. And Stephen King said what he said because of some of y'all. Y'all know I don't mince my words and I don't put water in my mouth for y'all. And that is why you have to love me, for my honesty. Some of y'all are there, oh, it's my time. What clout do you have? It is your time. What links do you have? It is your time. Who on the international stage do you know? It is your time. This is why we have remained in the doldrums of this country. Because none of y'all had clout. None of y'all had clout. Shasney was trying to push y'all forward with all his clout, but y'all kicked him in the ass and told him to go. So y'all that's sitting in the party, that's why you see the life should be more than this. Because y'all need to tell us, because a lot of y'all have internet, phones, and all sorts of things to listen to me. Y'all have to be underneath it. Because sometimes it is y'all thinking, the United Workers' Party supporters and those that think they navel string cutting the party my way, marinated, baked, that believe they own the party. No, nobody own any organization. Every organization is fluid. And this is why people are not supporting the St. Lucia Labour Party, because of their structure, because of how they do things. United Workers' Party, which I don't want to happen, because you need a little opposition. Like, maybe we can give them one seat, but we'll still work properly. But when you evolve and people see you evolve, that is how you win an election. Not by going to the various constituencies and saying to them, excuse me, if I cough a little, it's just because of my sinus. Not going to the various constituencies and saying, oh, you know, vote for me, it's my time. Your time what? What have you done? Show me what you have done then, now, and your future goals. It's my time because I have title, I am this. No, it's not your time. And this is the problem. Rebrand the organization. Rebuild the organization. So you have something to work with. Because the complaints I am getting is that the party needs to change. All those old folks who believe that it is their time. You should use your wisdom to help the young people. You should use your wisdom to grow the party. People are so hungry for power. When you are accomplished, you're not hungry for power. You are confident in yourself and you are able to help other people. I am giving you all free advice tonight, as I've always done. Stop. You, the United Workers' Party, y'all are your own worst enemy. You want to win an election, but you're fighting. You're fighting, is my time, is my time. Why? You see, again, communication. People don't talk. Have you all sat to say, okay, do a post-mortem. This is what happened, and this is how we can go forward. Why you think Stephen King said what he said in the house? It's because some of y'all believe it's your time. It's not your time. It's not your time. It's none of us our time. I could be in an organization, be a CEO, and a 20-year-old kick me out. It is their time. We need to change the thinking. And this is why I am here speaking to you tonight. We need to change the thinking. And many of them need to come under my life to change their thinking. The various constituencies, you'll need to come under this life to change your thinking. We need to stop this nonsense. This is my friend. I'm going to vote for my friend. Vote for somebody who can make a change, not only in your life. Because when we elect a government, the government is not there only for you. The government is there for everyone. Red, yellow, green, blue, black, whatever color. And you'll need to open your minds to that. I hate this nonsense. People are calling me here, there, and everywhere. And y'all are your greatest enemy. And I will not mince my words, because when you have people in the hierarchy of the SLP calling other supporters saying they are plotting to take out Alan Shasney, how does King know that? Because some of y'all in the United Workers' Party come back, Sue says. Because you're not for the party. You think you are destroying someone else. You're destroying yourself and the party. The party needs to build. The party needs to grow. This is what has to happen. You will not like people like me because, as I said, I am a free, independent agent. I will tell y'all as it is. Y'all are the greatest enemy of the party, not Stevenson King. Y'all, because y'all too are hating on a man. Why not sit and say, okay, this is what we have in front of us, and let us see what we can do. Everybody want power. Everybody want to be prime minister. Nobody want to open the door. Nobody wants to mop the floor, right? Everybody wants to be a prime minister. Being at the top is very lonely if you don't know that. Being at the top is extremely lonely. Be careful how you treat people when you go to the top, because on your way down, you will need them. And Alan Chasney proved that, because while you'll throw him down by not voting for him, his support has increased. And he is one of the most popular and loved politicians in St. Lucia. He is loved so much. His popularity is greater or higher than Philip J. Pierre right now. Y'all don't say it's the St. Lucia Labour Party. Y'all flobos in there. Backstabbing, backbiting. Y'all are the ones, are the worst enemy. And you're going to Papa Bear, Big Will. You're going to him and tell him, it's your time. What have you done? It's your time. What have you done? In the 5 years, what have you done so much that I have confidence, or the people of St. Lucia have confidence, that you can be a political leader and drive the party forward or drive the country forward? When it is your time, you don't think about party alone. You think about the entire country. You think about the entire country. Y'all are your own worst enemy in there. You know, backstabbing. Some of y'all, just like the St. Lucia Labour Party supporters, hate Alan Chasney. Check yourself. Because the goal is to rescue our country. And I heard a gentleman from the United Kingdom. He called and he was saying, you know, he cannot see how St. Lucians can stay under this government for 5 years. I personally can't. So if y'all claim, those in the United Workers' Party that are backstabbers, if y'all claim you love our country, y'all will sit your asses down and plan for the future, so our children and our grandchildren can have a bright future in this country. But y'all are selfish, only thinking of yourself. It is me, it is your time, and you're going, you may not win no election, who know you, what clout you have? Rebrand the damn party. Rebrand it. Bring it to a level. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie's one of my biggest fans. Charlie, I had to defend you. They misunderstood what you said when I had Uncle Shas. And what you said was very right, but they misunderstood. But I corrected them and I told them, you know, I got you, Charlie. I know where you're coming from. So my people, tonight, Uncle Shas, when he was on, and let me tell you, this St. Lucia Labour Party government, this is a propaganda machine. Let me tell you, I am left to wonder. I am left to wonder. When you get into a new job, you do not even have time to mépriser anyone. Your head down in your desk, in your papers, trying to make things happen for the organization or make things happen for the country. Your head is not done going and look to say, Alfred Nestor and Mr. Nestor, if you're watching, or if anybody knows Mr. Nestor, I gave Uncle Charles the message already. Mr. Nestor, Alfred Nestor, a man of integrity. I need you to you can get my number from Uncle Charles, because I told Uncle Charles about it. I sent him a message. Mr. Nestor Alfred, I need to have you on my show. And if you can come, you know, Saturday will be a good time for us to wrap. If you can come, you know, I know that's most times everybody more relaxed. You know, I need to speak to you because Ernest Hille made some damning allegations. He doesn't want people, Ernest Hille doesn't want people to make allegations about him, but in the house they feel they are free to say whatever. And I hope Alfred Nestor sues Ernest Hille, because you are saying things that doesn't make sense. And I'm going to play the tape for y'all, guys. Listen to the tape properly. And you remember, I have always said to y'all that the St. Lucia Labour Party is very crafty and very skillful in the way they speak and what they write. I am sure many of y'all didn't pick up the propaganda Ernest said there without any proof, factual proof. You're saying that. And the Speaker of the House did not say to Ernest Hille, present the facts. Because you're making an allegation and you actually mentioned the gentleman's name and the man is not in the House of Parliament. Present the facts. Claudius Francis was not doing his job. I don't know if he's sleeping. I don't know what this man doing. So listen to the tape, my people.
You know, the member from Miku South will say to this House that we bullied the CEO at CIP. And really say, Mr. Speaker, for the sake of clarification, there were a lot of issues relating to the conduct of the CEO at CIP, including being asked by a certain person to delete material from the server. And at the appropriate time, you will be asked to account and find out exactly how much you know about that. And that, among other things, led us to ask him to leave. But if you want me to say more, Mr. Speaker, I will at the right time reveal more, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful for that clarification, and I would certainly encourage the member from Castries South and any other minister that has any information that questions the propriety or the legality of what anybody did, by all means, I think that you should come out with it. I think that we should all know, because some.
Okay. Can I get it to play again? Because I wanted to say, like, play it again from the beginning. And there's something he said. I want to get them to talk about it.
You know, the member from Miku South will say to this House that we bullied the CEO at CIP. And really say, Mr. Speaker, for the sake of clarification, there were a lot of issues relating to the conduct of the CEO at CIP.
Stop it there. Ernest Hille is in the House of Parliament. You know, I am very honestly, I wouldn't want to be a professional. My children will not work under any government. And let me tell you why. You see this nonsense and the disrespect for professionals? This is why professionals go overseas. They do not want to work with the government of Saint Lucia again. This is a professional, and this government, what I have realized about them, while in opposition, they had nothing good to say about the professionals in government. They have come into government and they go in the House of Parliament and still say these kind of things about our professionals. I wonder what is going in the minds, what is going on in the minds of Ernest Hille for him to talk about Alfred Nestor like this. This is crazy. Go ahead.
Including being asked by a certain person to delete material from the server.
Stop it there. Being asked, let me show you. Ernest does lie so much. Propaganda, being asked by a certain individual to delete data. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence to delete data? He does not even understand technology. Because it's nonsense he's saying, to delete the data, asked by a certain person to delete data. Then you are saying to us, and which I don't believe is true, that the systems in government are flawed, that people can just go and tamper with things and delete files. Now, maybe you're not smart in IT. The files are there. The files are there. Anything you delete can be retrieved if you don't know that. And you're saying, ask a certain person. You are, how will I say it? You are defaming a public servant. When you do that, Ernest Hille, there are heirs listening all over the world. The man can work anywhere in the world. However, you chose to say that and say that the man is by a certain person asked to delete. What nonsense is that? Go ahead.
And at the appropriate time, you will be asked to account and find out exactly how much you know about that.
Listen to Ernest. Ernest is just so ridiculous. I really thought Ernest was a bright person. I really thought Ernest had brains, but you are telling the former prime minister he will account for it at a later time. You need to account for what you have done in terms of your vehicle. And what I like about Alan Chasney passed a bill that it doesn't matter how long a politician or a public servant have been out of office, they still can be prosecuted. So you telling the prime minister that is just for show and propaganda. I can guarantee you there is nothing on the gentleman and the gentleman asking anyone to delete any files. But again, the gentleman ended his contract because, he must be saying, I want to relieve that stress. The gentleman can get a job anywhere in the world. He had time for that. The guy have good reputation. But you stand up in the House of Parliament and you trying to destroy the man's name. And whereas the former United Workers' Party, what they did, they strengthened the policies relating to citizens by investment program. If they were doing nastiness, they would not have done that. And people think, when men like Ernest come and talk shit, you gotta think, right? Tell me, if someone is asking someone else to delete files, it means that there is a whole lot of corruption in the CIP, not so? This is what Ernest Hillel is saying. This is why Sohria is here, for you to think critically. If Ernest, bring it back again, let us hear when he said about deleting files. I want you all to think, this is why you all have to be under this life. You're like, bacchanal, but you all do not want to think for yourself. The day I'm not there, you all will have to start thinking for yourself. So let's play that. Listen attentively.
At CIP, and really say, Mr. Speaker, for the sake of clarification, there were a lot of issues relating to the conduct of the CEO at CIP, including being asked by a certain person to delete material from the server. And at the appropriate time, you will be asked to account and find out exactly how much you know about that.
What is Ernest Hillel insinuating there? The CEO being asked by a certain person to delete information from the server. Is the CEO the IT person in there? Whoever asks the CEO, whoever, to delete information, you are really putting, and this man Ernest is very ridiculous, because this is why I want you all to think. He's saying that he doesn't realize what he has done, He is saying that files were ask somebody to delete the files. So listen to the propaganda. Ask somebody to delete the files. But he never said if the files were deleted. Listen, people, think. Listen to when people speak. He said somebody asked a certain person to delete the files. So he's putting doubt in your minds. Propaganda in the House of Parliament by Ernest Hillel. So it doesn't mean any files were deleted. This is why I need Mr. Nestor to come to speak to me, to rap with me. Propaganda in the House. They have won already 15-2. Whether they Blue Whale, Independent, Labour, they have won already. They have won already, and they are still causing propaganda and trouble. The man is insinuating things. Propaganda in the House of Parliament instead of finding ways to build our CIP portfolio. So what is happening there, my people? Investors are listening to Ernest Hillel. Citizens by Investment Program is where people who are wealthy decide to be a citizen of Saint Lucia as per investment, with him insinuating, and the world is hearing everything that is being said in the House of Parliament. Do you think investors or wealthy people would want to take part in our program? These people are their worst enemy. Ernest Hillel talks the most shit. He is the enemy of our investment. Tell me if this is a man that can grow our economy and push it and bring investment. Listen to what they say. This is why I played for y'all to hear. Continue.
Relating to the conduct of the CEO at CIP, including being asked by a certain person to delete material from the server. And at the appropriate time, you will be asked to account and find out exactly how much you know about that. And that, among other things, led us to ask him to leave. But if you want me to say more, Mr. Speaker, I will at the right time reveal more, Mr. Speaker.
So Ernest is basically saying this was one of the things that caused them to ask the former CEO of CIP or Invest Saint Lucia, whatever they call it, to leave. Now what I'm saying, why didn't Claudius Francis stop him in his track? I thought you were not supposed to mention civilians in the House of Parliament. And St. Lucians, you'll sit there and you'll accept this nonsense? So Ernest is saying propaganda that someone asked someone to delete the files. So in essence, Ernest never came to clarify to say the files wasn't deleted. No files were deleted. But he's trying to create doubt in the minds of the listeners, of the voters, of the people of St. Lucia by saying rubbish like that. And I'm surprised that the United Workers' Party have not jumped on that. Y'all PR is crap. Y'all need to wake up. I am surprised so much shit they said in the House and y'all have not jumped on this. Are you people insane? Carry on. You know, this is okay. This is just madness. So this is what you all voted in. You all voted in people to come and say, oh, CEO did that. He asked somebody. So where is the proof? Where is the proof he did that? And you know what? Y'all are going to let what I'm telling you all pass through one here and y'all gone. And then our country is going to continue being in trouble. CIP is a form of investment. Have we heard from Philip J. Pierre? The investment he's bringing into St. Lucia? Have we heard from him? They are banking on the Cabot. We haven't heard anything from DSH. They have not said nothing. What investments are they bringing to St. Lucia? Now I am going to play a tape for you, and you'll have to be very careful. Y'all are going to experience, we are in a recession already, but we are going to go down to the bottom of the barrel because we have a prime minister. I have no idea what this man is saying. I am totally lost. We're gonna play the one with Philip J. Pierre. Take a listen, people.
In economics, inflation refers to a general progressive increase in the price of goods and services in an economy. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Consequently, inflation corresponds to a reduction in the purchasing power of money. In St. Lucia, the public feels the squeeze of global inflation brought about by the onset of COVID-19, with various markups on supermarket shelves and the high cost of imports to the island. Yet, according to Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, there is little that the government can do to offset these prices.
The high prices of food, basically foods that are imported, we have absolutely no control over it. We have no control over it because it is what we call imported inflation. These prices come from goods that are brought out of the country, and the increases are due to circumstances out of the country. Circumstances due to COVID, circumstances due to problems with the supply chain. So we have absolutely no control over these prices when they're imported. The only control we have in St. Lucia is that we can adjust or amend the duties and the VAT paid on these items in St. Lucia. But that means that you have to weigh the circumstances. You have to weigh the consequences. That will cause a drop in revenue. What the government has to do is we have to do what is called a cost-benefit analysis and see whether if we lose that revenue, it will not have an effect on the economy on the quality of life of the people of St. Lucia.
The Prime Minister reveals that one of the few ways government can generate revenue is through these import duties, loans and various taxes like the value-added tax. Pierre admits that the already cash-strapped St. Lucian government has its hands tied in making any adjustments. However, the alternative of consuming local remains on the table.
So the idea of the people saying that we can do something about the cost of goods, that really is a fallacy. It almost doesn't make any sense because these goods are imported. What we can do is we can use what goods that we produce in St. Lucia. We can improve our food security by consuming locally produced foods. And even that may have an issue because in terms of if you have to buy fertilizer, etc., the price of these things are getting higher. And this is when I made a point about consuming our local food. And I used the point that we could use our bananas. I was ridiculed by people who basically should know better, but I guess it's political. So the answer is very simple. The government has to weigh as to the consequences of getting a loss of revenue vis-a-vis the cost of imported goods. Or secondly, you have to see if we can consume more of our local stuff, grow more of our food, buy more from our local manufacturers to see if we can avoid that level of imported inflation.
Pierre reveals that bolstering St. Lucia's food security still presents a challenge, as the island is still heavily reliant on imported fertilizers. And for the manufacturing sector, the high cost of importing raw materials still remains an issue. For the DBS Newsworld, I am Jason Darius.
I agree with Barbara. Barbara, I agree with your statement. Man, if you can't do anything, just get out nonsense. It is nonsense. You know, I am listening to this again, and I'm just laughing. This is nonsense. My people, Philip J.P. and his cabal knew very well the state of the country due to the pandemic. They were ruthless, heartless, and lied to the people of St. Lucia, telling the people of St. Lucia that there was money and Alan Chasney and his government was using the money for themselves and not to help the people of St. Lucia, which is a lie. So now him being in government and him saying, oh, that they cannot do anything, he better try to do something, because when you were out, the whole damn world is in recession because of the pandemic, and you on a political platform was saying you could give 1,500 instead of 500, whereas you know you were lying. You knew very well governments that had millions end up having nothing because the pandemic took away their revenues. This man is an economist, and he is saying that he needs to do a cost-benefit analysis. Whereas, you know, people, I am just like, this man just needs to go. You have economists in your government, and government continues. So for you to come and say you have to do a cost-benefit analysis means you cannot govern, because you should not be saying that. You have economists in there that have all the data, that have everything. You should have these people alongside you, because you can't talk. You should have these people alongside you so that they can explain to the people of St. Lucia. Because when you say in a cost-benefit analysis, we know very well that our country has lost revenue since 2020. So whatever you cut now or whatever you're going to do, government revenue is going to suffer. So it's the same thing I keep telling St. Lucian, and I wish many more would come and listen to what I'm saying. They are very crafty with their words, very skillful with their words. Now let me tell you all something, my people. He's going to come to y'all and he might say he is going to cut taxes to generate economic growth. But he is missing out a fundamental point. Can Philip J. Pierre come to the people of Saint Lucia when he speaks and inform us of the number of people who are unemployed? The unemployment rate is very high. So when you cut taxes and your economy is doing well, money will flow because you have many people working. Right now, we don't have many people in the workforce. So I need Philip J. Pierre to explain to me how he doesn't know how he is going to help the people of Saint Lucia. Some of us may be able to drink the clean water at the top, and some may be able to drink the dirty water at the top. So those drinking the dirty water at the bottom, what are you going to do to assist them? He is talking about looking at VAT. Chasney already reduced it to 12.5%. Now, if he reduces the taxes, it's going to affect the national debt. Because most times when you do that in a recession, you don't recover the monies. Philip J. Pierre is not thinking forward as to how to save our country. And y'all didn't pay careful attention when he speak about VAT. So people are going to suffer either way. We are in a recession, so he cannot even be truthful. He is saying that he has to do a cost-benefit analysis. He cannot even speak the truth. To say to the people of Saint Lucia, it is rough. We made an error. When Alan Chasney said we do not have much money, we should have just agreed and tried to support him. But he believed that he was correct in saying to the people of Saint Lucia, yes, there is money, but they do not want to give you money. So reduction in revenue, effects of tax cuts, people, is going to mean a reduction in revenue for the government of Saint Lucia because the taxpayers are going to pay less. Now he's doing a cost-benefit analysis. Is how he is going to do it. Philip J. Pierre have not addressed the marginalized people of our country who can barely survive. That is where you have to start. You cannot do something, like a blanket over everybody. Have you looked at the various sectors to see the people who are really going to suffer? You're talking about food security, eat more. Me buying fig, I have some figs. I planted about 5 figs. They all had figs in them before Elsa. Elsa threw them down. They came back up. We put them back up. And up to now, I haven't seen a fig vet. What is this man saying? And when I buy fig vet in the supermarket, it is expensive. You're talking about food security, but you have not spoken to the farmers. The farmers, when their products are substandard, nobody's going to buy it. What are you doing, Philip J. Pierre, for the people of Saint Lucia? Philip J. Pierre is mouthing a lot of nice words without any substance. He is telling us to eat more. What we eating more? More of fig vet? What you should be telling, and Alan Chasney was on the right path. And you heard him about the 7 crops. But Philip J. Pierre just makes blanket statements. Eat more fig. That's why I told the people to eat more fig. Food security, sir, is not only eating fig. You have to have a plan. Peeps a plan. Just come in and mouth this thing out is not good enough. What are you going to do for the people of Saint Lucia? Now, what is happening is that you find that due to COVID, our supply chain has been greatly affected. So if it's affected, obviously, we will not get the supply of the stuff we need. Philip J. Pierre, we have a country. I tell you, these people are insane. Philip J. Pierre, we have a country that has the highest rate of diabetes and high blood pressure. You have not even addressed that. People cannot be eating rice, pasta all the time. People cannot even eat fig vet all the time because of carbohydrates, the sugars. But you want to, he basically insulting the people of Saint Lucia. We can't do nothing for you. I must a fig vet. A little hand of fig vet is so much money. You know, so much money to buy a hand of fig. I really need Philip J. Pierre to tell me his food security plan. Now, let me tell you all, if some of you all read your Bible, you are aware that the great famine is coming. Some of you all will be eating grass and dirt. Because America, the United Kingdom, Canada will not send their goods for you all. So what is his plan? What is Philip J. Pierre's plan? He doesn't have a plan. All he's telling us is to make banana bread. Exactly, Melly. I am wondering how often he is eating fig vet. Where are the nutrients for our children? So you basically, and listen, I tell y'all must listen carefully. Listen to them. They're talking about feeding program. Are you going to give the people's children in the school only fig vet? Are you only going to give the people's children fig vet? And I am telling you all, St. Lucians, you know, sometimes when I say that, my heart gets heavy. I remember those lovely big boxes Alan Chasney tried. Those big boxes with plantain, carrots, all kind of nice things. They were given to the less fortunate and to those who were unemployed. Vouchers are enough. Don't give the people vouchers. A voucher of $150 is nothing. You coming out of the supermarket with one bag. You coming out of the supermarket with one bag. What are you doing, Philip J. Pierre, for our people? You know how many children go to bed hungry? Can a mother only give her child fig vet in the night to go to bed? That child needs some oatmeal, some porridge, some food. And you're only talking about fig vet. I need the people of St. Lucia to think and listen to these men when they speak. They have no plan. By now, our country would not be in that state. The recession is everywhere, yes, due to the pandemic. However, we would have been able to survive and ride the waves. What are we doing now? He is talking about we importing so much. Let me tell you, Philip J. Pierre, this man is basically acting as if he just came into government. He has never been a minister of government. For Philip J. Pierre to say the import bill is high and try to use that as a point means this man is clueless. The same way he said he didn't know how tourism was so important and the pandemic taught him that. So all of the things he said is coming back to haunt him. And I really need to understand, what is he saying? The import bill has always been high. It is obvious we are importing more than we produce. This is not rocket science. We all know that for donkey years. What you have to do right now is to secure the food security for the people of the food chain, for the people of St. Lucia. People are going to start dying of malnutrition. Crime is going to increase. 6 months. Can you all believe that? 6 months. And not $500 given to those people who are unemployed. When you hear a young man say, so, nothing ain't running, I have no money, I have nothing. And the young man said to me, when Uncle Charles was there, at least I was getting a little something. Y'all are hurting in silence. Y'all are hurting in silence. And people, can you believe the disrespect they have for the people of Saint Lucia? They believe giving barrel concessions is such a big thing. You understand? Food in America is also expensive. We all know that. We all know inflation has gone up. But to stand and say you cannot do anything is telling the people of Saint Lucia who vote for you that they made an error. And they did made an error in voting you. Because had it been, and that's why I'm saying the United Workers' Party, y'all need to wake up, Zotka dummy. Because had it been Alan Chasney that said he couldn't do anything in terms of inflation, you cannot do anything in terms of inflation because it's going to go up. But you can do something to help the people of St. Lucia. Because if it was Alan Chasney that said that, all media houses, oh boy, talk shows, everybody would have been talking about that. And what I found with our media and what I have found with the people of St. Lucia is that y'all don't care about yourselves. Because how can you have a prime minister saying that he cannot do anything for you? You think America, Canada, and the UK, you think they are not feeling the burn? You think they are not feeling the pinch? But they have to do something. We have to be each other's keeper. But what is this government doing? I am very saddened. I'm very saddened to hear a prime minister say that. I am hoping, and we're saying that we want another party to come in to take over from this government, but in 6 months this government has caused so much mess. And I truthfully believe if it was not for COVID, many St. Lucians would have left St. Lucia. They would have gone. And most times, taxes are reduced. After the fact, they would increase it, and then you have the bulk of taxes to pay again on your back. He is saying to buy from the manufacturers. We are buying what we can, but the manufacturers can't give us everything. Philip J. Pierre acts like he is clueless. It's an insult to the people of St. Lucia. They voted for you, not a piece of the $1,500. It was unrealistic to tell the people you were giving them $1,500. Y'all really, yes, according to Madeline, putting the people first. This is how you put the people first. And let me tell you another lie. Let me tell you another bluff they said to you people. Let me tell you another bluff. When monies, again, St. Lucians, even if the United Workers' Party PR was not good, y'all in everybody business. Y'all know who with which one man, woman. Y'all know everybody business, but y'all belly empty and griping. Instead of you listen to what these politicians are saying. When the government of St. Lucia, be it SLP or UWP, takes a loan from the CDB, World Bank, or wherever, they have to use that money for the purpose it was given. They cannot use that money for any other thing. And the St. Lucia Labour Party in opposition made you all believe that the monies they were taking, they were using it for other things. That's not true. They cannot use it for other things. They have to use it for the purpose. Y'all need to listen. People, we are in trouble. I cannot believe how we are surviving in this country. I know all over the world prices have increased. However, you cannot say that as a prime minister. You cannot say what you're going to do. Let's play that tape again for people to hear. Listen attentively. Listen. Philip J. Pierce speaks with no emotion, no heart, nothing. Listen to what this guy is saying. It is just pure madness.
In economics, inflation refers to a general progressive increase in the price of goods and services in an economy. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Consequently, inflation corresponds to a reduction in the purchasing power of money. In St. Lucia, the public feels the squeeze of global inflation brought about by the onset of COVID-19, with various markups on supermarket shelves and the high cost of imports to the island. Yet, according to Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, there is little that the government can do to offset these prices.
The high prices of food, basically foods that are imported, we have absolutely no control over it. We have no control over it because it is what we call imported inflation. These prices come from goods that are brought out of the country, and the increases are due to circumstances out of the country. Circumstances due to COVID, circumstances due to problems with the supply chain. So we have absolutely no control over these prices when they're imported. The only control we have in St. Lucia is that we can adjust or amend the duties and the VAT paid on these items in St. Lucia. But that means that you have to weigh the circumstances. You have to weigh the consequences. That will cause a drop in revenue. What the government has to do is we have to do what is called a cost-benefit analysis and see whether if we lose that revenue, it will not have an effect on the economy, on the quality of life of the people of St. Lucia.
The Prime Minister reveals that one of the few ways government can generate revenue is through these import duties, loans and various taxes like the value-added tax. Pierre admits that the already cash-strapped St. Lucian government has its hands tied in making any adjustments. However, the alternative of consuming local remains on the table.
So the idea of the people saying that we can do something about the cost of goods, that really is a fallacy. It almost doesn't make any sense because these goods are imported. What we can do is we can use what goods that we produce in St. Lucia. We can improve our food security by consuming locally produced foods. And even that may have an issue because in terms of if you have to buy fertilizer, etc., the price of these things are getting higher. And this is when I made a point about consuming our local food. And I used the point that we could use our bananas. I was ridiculed by people who basically should know better, but I guess is political. So the answer is very simple. The government has to weigh as to the consequences of getting a loss of revenue vis-a-vis the cost of imported goods. Or secondly, you have to see if we can consume more of our local stuff, grow more of our food, buy more from our local manufacturers to see if we can avoid that level of imported inflation.
Pierre reveals that bolstering St. Lucia's food security still presents a challenge, as the island is still heavily reliant on imported fertilizers. And for the manufacturing sector, the high cost of importing raw materials still remains an issue. For the DBS Newsworld, I am Jason Darius.
So yes, my people, so he's talking about customs. Well, let me tell you something. I remember some time ago, I don't know if I think it may have been under the United Workers' Party when they were in office. I don't think it's them. I think it's under the SLP. I'm subject to correction. But they were saying that they were trying to put one tax rate when it comes to goods, when it comes to ordering goods overseas. Because let me tell you all something, yeah? And if Alan Chasney and his party was in power, I would have really want them to look into this. We are paying taxes through our nose. You buy something online overseas, And when it comes here, 41%, 51%, 37% on it. So if this government really want to help the people of St. Lucia in terms of taxes, the way custom taxes are, it is crazy. I believe governments have been lazy, both UWP and SLP, in looking at the tariffs on those goods and on things coming to our country. So there is a lot of issue that starts with the government, and the government needs to work and do what they have to do. And Philip J. Pierre, you saying this rubbish about you don't know what to do, I can guarantee you, I do not wish bad on my country, but I can guarantee you one thing is going to increase: crime. As I've always said, when a man cannot eat, or when he cannot feed his family, he will do whatever he has to do. He will do whatever he has to do. Some of y'all are really ridiculous under the line. Mary Ogis, behave yourself. Nightfall in. Yes, it's a shame, Julia. It's a shame. I'm really feeling sad for my country, because even if Alan Shastain knew there was not much money because, and we cannot fault the man, because of the pandemic, he tried. But Pip is not, my heart is breaking. Pip is not even willing to try. Pip, do you know how many mothers, single mothers, that cannot send their children to school? Not because you're eating well or you are able to pay your bills. That means everybody can do that. Pip, do you know the number of children? Look at your community. I'm sure your daughter eating steak, and you're telling people to eat fig vet. I'm not eating steak because I don't eat red meat. Right? I only eat white meat. I don't eat red meat. Now, do not take that in the wrong way. Some of your mind's bad already. Right? So you eating well, while all of you are eating well. You know, I want God. I'm asking God. I'm going in the spiritual now. I'm asking the Heavenly Father, when all the ministers of government sit at their table to eat their food, they cannot eat it. I'm asking God, when you all sit at your table to eat food, you cannot eat it. Because you cannot tell me you're not feeling the heartbeat of people, the cry of people. You say you don't go in a supermarket. Going to a supermarket is ridiculous. When you take the food to put in your mouth, you cannot eat it, because God have to hold you all accountable. Many kids going to bed crying, nothing to eat. It is heart-wrenching. It is heartbreaking that you, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, made a statement. You think Mia Motley would make a statement like that? You know, come on. You think Mia Motley would open her mouth and tell the people, go and eat cassava bread? Do cassava cake, cassava? No. Philip J. Pierre is void of ideas. He is void of being able to lift our country out of the rut. And in 6 months, he has damaged our country. In 6 months, he has damaged our country. Yeah, somebody is saying, Brianna is saying, so it's good for some of those mothers because they were the ones posting and have the most things to say about the UWP government. Yes, but Brianna, this is where we come in, to educate them, to make them realize your choice was bad. Now, you cannot really fault some people. Pip promised the people $1,500. When you have $1,500 compared to $500, you would want it. You will want it. However, it was a lie. So it's people like you and myself that will help those who are in need. This is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant comment. Somebody said, Herman Brand said, St. Lucians, be careful when you are told that you must eat what you're growing. If the other countries eat what they're growing, what would you get? I am happy. That's how you're supposed to think, my people. Because our eating habits is more of important foods from the first world countries. Can Herman Brand speak to Mr. Pierre and tell him that for me, please? Right? Think about it. If the countries where we import food from decide to eat all their food, eat what they grow, what is going to happen to us? We still, Mr. Pierre, you are an economist. We still need to grow the economy. We still need to import. We still need to export. Mr. Pierre, how the fig vet going? Sainsbury, nobody wants our bananas. Let me tell you all, Mr. Pierre has basically insulted the people of Saint Lucia. They want to castrate Alan Chasney for the bananas he had to ship to Martinique. When you are a leader, you look for solutions. All this government has done is blame everybody for them not being able to run our country and govern our country. Let me tell you, our economy is in a mess if you all do not, and the budget is going to be laughable. He's going to come and say, oh, the billions is Chasney. No, the billions is not Chasney. It rolls over, the debt rolls over from year to year, government to government. So what are you saying, Mr. Pierre? Brianna say, Mr. Philip J. Pierre will not eat steak anymore. They're eating their steak. And I'm serious when I said I'm asking God, when you'll take the fork to put your food in, you can't eat it. People are suffering. And St. Lucians demand more. You get a little voucher for $150, you believe it's God come down. Hello. You worth more than that. When you're in government, it is about community. It is not about enriching your friends, your families, your cliques. It's about community. It's about taking people out of their poverty. You know, it really broke my heart to hear this man say that. What are you all saying in the chat room, my people? What are you all saying? Somebody said asking people to eat more banana and his uncle Ben rice and lobster he eating. You understand? And you have to change your lifestyle. And, you know, like for instance, you have to eat healthy. You have to exercise. And I'm telling you, if I was not eating healthy, and St. Lucians, you all eat too much. Those Sunday foods, no. I have basically changed my diet. I've always been a healthy eater, but I've basically changed it to be more rigorous. We have so many viruses all about the place. St. Lucians, you all put macaroni and cheese, green fig salad, lasagna, baked chicken, baked pork, baked this. This is too much. And I want to thank Doc. You know, last week, you know, went to Doc and, you know, change. I want to thank her. I won't mention her name. She's very private. She don't want publicity. You know, but she's my supporter. Love you, darling. Love you. Basically changed my diet. And let me tell you something. Doing that, just, you know, your body gets so healthy, your energy levels spike, your skin texture, but it is bloody expensive. So how you expect the people, the little Malaways, to eat properly? We are a small nation. People have high blood pressure, diabetes, tout sort kalte bagay. Ekuka di moun ay mahefig. Banana bread. So are you telling them to do the banana bread with whole wheat or with white flour? Worst thing, everybody listening to me, you know, I talk to you all about everything, but I can also share with you all personally. The worst thing you can eat or do to your body is to eat bread, flour. Throw that out, people. Throw that out. Get the whole wheat. pure whole wheat. Throw the white things, throw everything away. Right? I put on a dress on me and I'm saying, what dog do me or what she do me there? I am feeling my dress loose on me on my behind. People, you are responsible for yourself. But at the same time, those who cannot afford, the government's supposed to ensure they eat healthy. Government is not only about roads, about buildings, about airports, about this. It's about taking care of the health of the people. If you have a healthy nation, you're gonna have a wealthy nation, right? Because you need your workforce to be healthy. So some of y'all need to change your lifestyle. All those flowers, all the pizza, all the KFC, you all need to stop that, and you will see a drastic change in your body. And I'm telling you, if I wasn't eating healthy and taking my diet and everything, I tell you, I would not been able to speak to you on Monday and do the interview with Uncle Shah. Take care of yourself. You only have one you. You only have one you. Now, I know there was something I had to speak about, people, but as I have said, I like to research things first, and some of the information sent to me, the date was kind of off, and anybody could have maybe done that email or whatever. So my advisors asked me not to do it. So this is why I did not do it. Okay, because we have to fact check a lot of stuff, because there are a lot of people that could do things and pretend. So we have to protect the integrity of our show, and we have to protect ourselves. So this is why we did not speak on it. And I have a lot of advisors, trust me. And if I had done that, one of my advisors would have been very unhappy. Okay? But the people of Saint Lucia, figure. Somebody said the people of Saint Lufig have figure beauties. Y'all. The person said the people of Saint Lucia have figure beaties. You people are very disgusting. Where? They don't have diabetes. They have figure beaties. You people are so. Yes, Angela.
God have mercy upon us.
Figure beaties. Send me figure. Your people are just disgusting. Ashley, what decision you agree with, darling? I don't know. I don't know. I said so many things. I don't know what Ashley. Which one? Type to tell me which one, Ashley. So. And eating healthy, people. Eating healthy, it costs a lot of money, but you'd be able to fight the virus. As I have said, is everybody's decision, right? I like Mario said, I bought the N95 mask. I'm happy, and I've made the decision that I am not. Y'all still laughing? I make the decision that I'm not too comfortable in taking any vaccine, so I am going to build my immune system. I'm asking you all to do the same thing. Ashley, what decision you agree with, girl? I ask you a question. Yeah, come back. Now, yes, people. Let me see what you're saying there. Yes, Saint Lucia is very special for Lynn. Very, 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 very. Yeah. Oh, about the letter. Yeah, and some other thing. Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's the letter, if it's the other letter, and there's something else. But, I always like to fact check. I have fact checkers to make sure. But people must go to save our economy. I totally agree with you, Alison. He must go. Mary, he must go. Yes, Gigi, the comments have me rolling. I tell you, I think I have some of the most funny supporters. I thought I was funny, but they are so wonderful. Yeah, Figlip. I am going to, the people have said, Lufig, figure beaties. Thanks for the laugh, Coolie James. Oh my God, I needed that laugh. I needed that. Thanks for the laugh. The laugh was so good. And you know, my people, it is very important. It is very, very important that we take care of ourselves. Yeah, I will come speak to you about politics and everything, but you take care of yourself. You try to do a little walking, you try to do a little exercising, you know, and I'm telling you, I'm feeling on top of the world. If you do that, eat a lot of greens, broccoli, kale, carrots. One thing I didn't really like before, but you know, I had it today, was pineapple. You know, it is expensive to eat healthy. So don't insult those who cannot afford and tell them to go and eat figure lip. What is that? You're giving the people figure beaties. What is wrong with that man?
God have mercy upon us.
We want our country and our lives to return to normal.
He must go now. He must go now. So I am expecting all of you here to take care of yourself, share the life, and I am trying. I hope I could get Mr. Alfred Nestor. I'm hoping he could come on Saturday. I'll see you on Saturday to talk to you about more interesting stuff. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Remember, my people, that tax cuts are not always good, because most times the government cannot recover the revenues lost to offset the national debt. It increases the national debt. And also food security is very important, and we need the government to help the people of St. Lucia. So my people, you know the drill. It is close to 10 o'clock. It was nice being with you. I feel much better. I feel much better today than Monday, and thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being with me. Bev just bought me some coffees and she said, I'm loving the show. Thank you so much, Bev. Love y'all and have a wonderful night. DB and the crew, love y'all. Bye, Anil. Enjoy the birthday. Anil, I'm going to come to St. Croix for cake. Bye. Love y'all.